Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for January 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, couple of things. One is if you're new, or even if you're not, if you're a cross watcher and you've not heard this before, this is the introduction. I tag this to all the videos. So if you want to just go straight to the video, I am going to put down over in the description the timestamp. Now, and so you can just bypass. I hope you watch it at least one time. Now, the other thing is we're going to be starting on Rumble, or at least I'm going to try to post these on Rumble. Not sure how that's going to work. I will try to still have that timestamp so that you can bypass, but this will be seen on all videos. It will also be it'll also be its own individual, video. So what we do is when I am reading for the weekend, I use my Radleigh Valentine deck, my Angel Tarot cards, my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will be pulling one from my Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, Angels of Abundance, and then I end with my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, since we're coming into Rumble, I thought I would add Angel Answers Oracle cards from Radleigh Valentine also. So basically that'll be okay, have your question ready and let's pull a card and see what happens. Now, during the introduction, I use because I do a kind of a global what on earth is happening in the earth, I will use my Waite Rider traditional tarot, and I will pull from my Osha Zen tarot cards. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to let the messages flow and deliver them to you. And it's made it a lot easier when I realized I did not have to understand it all. Now, a couple of things going on. Let's go on and just see what is going on in the world and the stars. Basically, we are in Aquarius season, but we have on the 27th Venus entering into Pisces. So Venus is leaving Aquarius and going into Pisces. Pisces is the last of the astrological signs for the year. It's dreamy. It's very intuitive. It's a lot of feelings and a lot of possibilities. We also have Neptune in Pisces, so there's a lot of deep energies with that too. Now, Venus is about relationships. It's about new starts also. There's new starts, there's a hope. There's all the possibilities. So Venus is going from the intellectual possibilities to the dreams again. Venus in Pisces can be a little foolish, but foolish in that good way. It's not a way that's, like you're being silly or stupid. No. It's just kind of maybe you're being a little whimsical. Maybe you're going after some of those dreams that you just never thought were possible for you. So now on the 30th, the 30th of January, we have Mercury, which is in Capricorn, trining with Uranus, which is in Taurus. So we have the two earth energies, your job, your career, your home, your money. And we have Mercury, which is, electronics, but it's also about messages. And, so we have Uranus as expect the unexpected. The interesting thing, too, about Uranus, and remember this, is that it's always it's a liberator in many ways. It tries to free you from whatever, from the doldrums of the day. But sometimes it's not necessarily, a lot of times it's not necessarily an easy switch. And then on the 30th, we also have the Sun in Aquarius trining with Mars in Gemini. We have that air energy again, that thought process is thinking things through, making some plans, hearing some news with with the sun sign, the sun energy focusing, and that Mars energy confrontation. So there could be some interesting confrontations during that time also, but they'll be very well thought out. And then when we go into February, remember we have the full moon, 4th, 5th, I think, and that is in Leo. So interesting energies there. So now let's go on and just kind of see, like I think I've said, I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. Whatever the message is, I'm just going to let it flow. And let's see what we have here. So this is the Waite Rider Traditional. Okay, higher power. What's going on? What do we need to be aware of? What do we need to watch for? Okay, we have a card that has fallen out. Well, actually, it's flipped, and we have the Hanged Man. Now, remember that numbers are very important also. So on this, we have a 10 and we actually have a 12. We have a 10 and a 2. 2 is crossroads choices. 10 is transitional energy. It is, things have to move forward. But then we can add the 1 plus the 2, we come to a 3, and that can be, basically that can be all about celebration, creativity. Now the Hanged Man is looking at things from a totally different perspective. So it's kind of like, there is, and remember Uranus has gone direct. And it's a slow motion right now. So, and expect the unexpected. And I just said it's a break free type of energy. So there could be something in the world that's kind of like, you don't take it at face value. Just don't take it at face value. All right, it's whatever it is. Don't take it as face value. My thing is always don't be afraid. Don't be fearful, because fear, again, too, like I'm always saying, is a tool of the devil, and it tries to trap you, okay? So something could be going on that we need to look deeper into, and we just cannot take it at face value. Okay, let's see. Higher power, what else do you want to say? Here we go for this weekend. Now remember, anything reversed to me has stronger energies. And this came out, strong energy too. So again, I really get this. Don't take it at, face value. Things aren't what they seem to be. It kind of has that, what is it? Would it be the 7 of Swords? It's like, that you might be directed to look here, and really this is what's going on. Okay, so let's see here. Next card is, we have Judgment. Again, this one is reversed. So we have a 20 energy. We have that 2 energy. We have 2 10s, so transition. We have that 20 energy, the 2 crossroads choices, decisions coming together. 0 God source energy. So there is something very big happening in the universe. It'd be interesting to see when the weekend is here, what the Schumann resonance is like. Are we being whited out again? Because we've had a couple of those times, and then we have times of very stable energies, and then we get these really, in the last couple of days, we've had these really strong whiteout energies too. So Judgment is looking at things kind of like, there's forgiveness with this. There is forgiveness, because if we cannot forgive ourselves and others, how are we to be forgiven? There is looking at things in a way of being kind of like, it's looking at our past, our present, it's looking at our history. If we don't learn from history, we're doomed to recreate our, the same mistakes. But again, there's a lot of, we have to be very realistic. We have to look at it as it is. And also too, we did the best we could with what we had. So it's Judgment is not necessarily punitive, though sometimes we do have to make amends with Judgment. But it's really our own, it's really, facing higher power, God, source, and kind of saying, yeah, this is where I am, this is what I did, but now I understand it a little bit more. I'll never understand it fully, but I understand it a little bit more. Forgiveness, again, forgiveness is not for so much the other person as it is for yourself. And then Judgment comes and says, let's move on. So we've got a lot of looking around here. Again, this is, looking at things a little differently, looking at ourselves a little bit differently. It's kind of coming to the realization. And remember, yes, I know, Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Remember, Saturn is a very much rules, regulations, constriction. Aquarius is free thinking. It's about the communication. It's about the people, the community. I always look at Saturn, and I've been saying this for 2+ years. It's all about illusion versus the reality. And so there's a lot of reality energy here. Now, next card. Now we have the moon. So we've got a lot of major arcana energy here. So we have an 18 here. So we have the 10, 1, 0. Now 5 is about change, and then 3 is celebration, like I said. 18, again, the 10 transition. 8 is unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities. And you can add the 1 and 8 together. It becomes a 9. You've got, hey, everything, wrap it up. Everything's done. So the moon's been coming out a lot in a lot of my personal readings. There's hidden energies. There is things that we just don't know what's going on. It just feels very kind of unsettling in some ways, because remember, the moon does affect the earth. It does affect the water, the tides, the gravitational pulls, or however you want to say it. There is always an effect, but the moon also has things that is hidden. The moon also has things that we are not aware, things going on, like they say, behind the scenes, okay? So we are in a waxing moon right now, so that is the new moon, which we just had, and it was a super moon. It is getting larger and larger. It is the requesting moon. Now, the other thing about the moon, though, I'm looking at this, and it's like the moon is pulling out the feral energies, the not the phalo, but the feral energies. It's even though it's hidden and it doesn't give a large glow, it gives enough of a light. It's like it's shining a light. It's, if you watch and you look, you're gonna see some of the the stuff that's tried to come against us, come against the world in many ways. Not quite sure. But the moon also tells you to follow your intuition. The moon also says, pray, meditate. And all of these are about praying and meditating. And, the tarot cards are actually an extremely spiritual cards with messages. So the moon, hidden energies, intuitive energies, things happening behind the scenes. There is something about these dogs. It's kind of like it's pulling out the dark energies too. And, and again, for it to be seen. Okay. You tell me what you're thinking about this. You let me know. Okay. So let's see what else we might have here. So let's see. Osha Zen Tarot. Oops, not this. Osha Zen Tarot. What do you have? What's the world? Higher power. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What should we be aware of? There's a lot. Your energy is very high here right now. There's a lot of looking underneath, looking beneath, looking at ourselves, looking at what's going on. Okay, so now we get ripeness. Now, again, we get that 9. Everything's coming together. You've got everything you need. Ripeness is everything's ready. Everything's ready. The fruit is falling off the vine. It's now, there's a sense of time. There's a sense of whatever this is going on, everything's ripe. Is there a ripe, the things, whatever this changes, whatever these strong energies, we are ripe. We are ripe. Things are happening. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens on this weekend. But ripeness has a really interesting, like I said, the fruit is ready, the fruit is falling, things are ripe, we're ripe. Okay, meditate. I'll say this is a good weekend to meditate, to reach out, to pray, however it is that you connect. Now, please, please, please do me a favor. Please go down here to like, share, subscribe, clicking on bells or clicking on whatever it is for notifications that you might need. I am going to be trying to upload this on Rumble, so we will see what we will see. But also, too, should you just be watching the introduction, I always end, and I truly mean this. Always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye. Hello, my Cancers. Well, as Venus goes into Pisces, I do feel that there is positive relationship changes. Now, relationships can be your intimate relationships, could be already your relationship you have currently. It could be a new relationship. It could be something to do with your job, your career. It could be something to do with your family, your home. But I feel like it's a positive relationship change because Venus in that dreamy Pisces, there's a lot of good feelings with that one. Now, we have other things going on in the world, but with that feels good. Okay, so let's see for the weekend. What do we have for our Cancers? What do we have for our Cancers? Higher power. What would you like to say for our Cancers? Where are we going with our Cancers? Here we are. What do they need to know? What are the energies like? So we have two cards that are face, where all of them are face down. We have two that are reversed. Stronger energy. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, right, the Empress. The Empress is a wonderful energy to have. Now, we're still in that shadow of Mercury retrograde, so there is a lot of unraveling and re-knitting type of energy going on in the karmic world for you. Because we still have that. Now, the Empress is about abundance, is about creating, is about, the Empress is always creating. She's always in a process of, wanting to give and really wanting very positive stuff to give. So the Empress energy, we have Archangel Gabriel, known to be like the divine messenger, so brings that message, brings that hope, that positive energy. Sometimes brings some challenges, but with the challenges comes the hope. Now we have a 3. 3 is celebration, creativity. It's also the power of 3. But the Empress, major arcana, she wants to give, she wants to reward, she wants to provide. And and then some of these things are things that you're not necessarily even aware that might be missing or lacking in your life. So there's something that she wants to fix. Especially since we're in that, Mercury retrograde, she fixes a lot of things, and this is still that shadow because Mercury is going direct. But what did I say what Mercury was doing? It was doing something, was it something with the sun? So what I said in the introduction, so it's a little bit stronger, making things happen a little bit more. Okay, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Your next card reversed again, the Moon. So the Moon, we got this also. So we have a 3, we have an 18 now. We got this also. The Moon showed up in the introduction too. So when I see these things, it's kind of a, hey, pay attention, take a look at whatever the Moon said, whatever we talked about with the Moon. Archangel Haniel. So we have a 1 and an 8. We have 1, new beginning, 10, transitional, 8 is unlimited opportunities. Add it together becomes a 9, and it's like everything's done. Don't even worry about it. You've got what it takes, okay? You've got everything you need. The Moon, and you are, my Cancers, you are the Moon baby. You have a strong connection with the Moon. We are in a waxing period, so the new Moon has been growing, and it is a requesting type of Moon, so it's go out there and just, look up. I do not worship the Moon, but I do respect the energy, and I look at it as a divine creation. So I'm like, God, Source, it gives me something to focus on. The Moon has hidden energy, so there's things that we don't really know. Many people say that what's going on in the back of the Moon, we don't know what that's all about either. So it does affect moods. It does affect cycles. It's part of and we just had not too long ago, we just had the Chinese New Year, which is also on the lunar calendar. So there is something going on here. The Moon is also telling you to trust yourself, trust your gut. That's something that my Cancers, my Cancers, you are very empathetic. You're empaths. And you do attract a lot of narcissistic people who want your giftings, who want what you have, and they try to, while they're trying to take it from you, which they really can't, they try to diminish you also. But remember, we're in the waxing part of the Moon, so that's growing. So you should be growing in strength and confidence also. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. That's one thing that, what are you going to do? You can be afraid of something, but is it really, do you really have the power to make a change in it? So I'm not saying you just accept horrible situation. I'm not saying that, but fear, fear, tool of the devil, tries to trap you. And if you allow it, it will trap you. Next card is the 10 of Earth. So we have that 10 energy, 1-0. 0 is God's source energy. Earth is our Capricorn, our Taurus, and our Virgo. Capricorn and Taurus have some stuff going on. I think it was on the 30th, so things are transitioning. This is money, job, career, your home. This is like things are coming together, especially in that home front. This is happy home. This is attitude of gratitude. There's a lot of Archangel, Major Arcana energy, and what it's bringing you is it's blessing. It's blessing your home. Now, your home could be your work. It could be any of those relationships that I talk about. It could be your friends. Your family could be your friends. There could be an intimate energy with this too. But there is a blessing, a major blessing. There's some kind of, I don't want to say settling in, because sometimes people think when you're settling that you're just not, you're like, oh, I'm settling. No, it's like getting comfortable. It's finding your place. It's finding your place in life. So here we go. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So there's a lot of this energy going around for you, my Cancers. Embrace it. Embrace it. Ask God, Source, to just provide for you. Connect with God's Source so that your messages can come through where it is you want to go. Attitude of gratitude. Lots of loving energy all around you with this. Okay, let's see. What do we have with these? God's Source, what would you like to say to our Capricorns out there? Anyone in particular? Here we are. The waiting game. The waiting game. So, if this is blue, then this is, okay, I'm not sure. Is this blue or is this purple? If it's purple, then this is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is decisions, choices. I should say 2 is choices. Which way do I go? I would say that this is probably the Two of Air, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. We talked about Aquarius and Gemini, so there's stuff going on with that. The waiting game, have patience, just, making a decision which way, but yet you need to still wait. Just wait. Things are happening, and as they're happening, as things are changing for you, connect, be grateful. The waiting game. This could be, this is either blue or purple. If it's purple, it's air. If it's blue, it's fire. This looks more like decisions and waiting. Okay, so let's see what that all means to you. So just have patience. Things are happening, but while you're having patience, you can still be asking God, Source. Having patience is like, okay, it doesn't mean that I just lay there and let anything happen. I can still be praying, meditating. I can still be connecting and asking. So don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so here we go. Angels of Abundance, what do you have for our Cancers? What would be good for our Cancers here? Tell me. Here we go. Pay yourself first. Actually, this is very, very good advice, especially when things start to come in. Okay. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. Pay yourself first. Okay, crystal or energy. What else do we have for our Cancers? What do we have? What do we have for our Cancers? The deck is getting a little worn. Here we are. Don't want to give them up, though. All right, here we go. Reversed Rhodochrosite. It's all about service, contentment, healing emotional wounds. That might be, and renewal of passion. I think that's something to really think about. All right, so let's go on. I told you we would use Radleigh Valentine's Angel Answers. Remember, This is not your, don't make any life decisions on this. This is more for fun. And as I use these, I always tell you that I've used these a couple of times. Well, I've used them more than a couple of times. And I never like the answers because I'm too impatient. But, or I want different ones. Anyway, but when I look back, when I have looked back, I was like, oh, they were right. They were right. So let's see what else we have. What do we have for our Cancers? Are you asking your question? Are you thinking about your question? Here we go. Put these over here. Here it is. Improving health. What were you asking? Improving health. Now, health does not necessarily have to be physical. Health does not have to be what we consider health about. It can be financial, material, spiritual, and it can be physical health. So, improving health. Is that a focus? Is that something you're focusing on, my Cancers? Let me know, but that's more for fun. Anyway, my Cancers, please take a moment, whether you're Rumble or YouTube, and like, share, subscribe, clicking on the bell for notifications. As always, and most important, my Cancers, always know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.